Will the game rock? Shut up, Piranha Plant. Or will the game suck? And I bet you once you get to the top, they'll say, "You are winner." Let's find out. Hello everybody, and long time no see. Welcome to another episode of Game Plan Review, and I'm really sorry that I did not do one of these in November. It was due to a lack of storage space, but now I actually have storage space again, and now it is time to get back to doing Game Plan Reviews, because of course there's still more time to do Game Plan Reviews for this year. So I'm going to do that right now. And I'm going to do a game. Of course, we are in the winter time. Well, it's getting close to winter. But, of course, in my area, it's been snowing. So I figured I'd do something that is actually based on snow and ice. A game that is based off of snow and ice. Since we are actually getting close to the first day of winter. Even though it is still technically the fall, it's been snowing in my area, and there's ice and snow in my area. And of course, this is December, so why not? I am going to do an NES game, and it has snow and ice and what involves the cold. And this game I've never done. I've never actually played this game. I've heard of it, but I've never played it. And I was actually going to get this game. I was actually going to get this game because it was available through numerous websites, I think. And I think it is. I think you can get it at limited run games. You just have to pre-order it. I think it's only for a limited time, however. And of course, it has a collection of these games. And it's about time I do one of these games. And the game I'm doing today is Snow Brothers. That is right, I'm finally doing Snow Brothers for Game Plan Review, since I have never played this game. I've heard of it, but I've never played it. And the actual card goes for quite a bit. I think it's over $100. I don't know the actual price. Eventually I will find out. But of course, you can get it, and they are on pre-orders. I think. But of course, I want to do this game. I want to do this game for you guys, and of course, I'm doing it on the emulator, so that way it'll be easy to review, and I don't have to worry about getting the game and doing my review that way. Because of course, thanks to emulators and stuff, I can review games for you guys and let you know if I can recommend them. So I'm going to do it for Snow Brothers, and the only question is now, will this be an awesome game? And of course, I was celebrating the 40th anniversary of the Nintendo Entertainment System, so why not do another game? So the question is Snow Brothers going to be an awesome game like I mentioned? You know what I'm going to say? And it's time. Let's find out. Okay, everybody, it's time to get to Snow Brothers. Here we go. All right. All right, folks. All right, since I don't like that, we're going to restart it. There we go. Sometimes it does that for some reason. I don't get it. Alright, let's start it. 1 is fine. Let's get right to the game. Yep, I decided to do something that involves snow and ice. I figured I'd do this one. Because it is cold out at the time of this recording in my area. And even in certain areas. Sorry about that, folks. Sorry about the dogs barking, and I hate that. You know what? Hold on a minute. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, everybody, I'm really sorry about that. Alright, let's get back to the game. Okay, what do you get? Okay, you get a jump and you get this. So what does that do? You just stun them? Okay. I don't know. How are you supposed to do that? Supposed to climb in or something? Holy crap. Oh, okay. Okay, I get it. Alright, I get it. Alright. Alright. I didn't know how to play it first. Alright. Whee! Well, it mostly involves snow, but it doesn't involve ice. I thought maybe it involved ice too. It's okay. Dang nabbit. Sucker. do this too. Okay. You kind of cover them in a snowball. I'm surprised that you don't take hits from doing that and stuff. That's the one thing I'm surprised. Well, that was a surprise. Never seen anything like this. Oh, and there are bosses. Okay, there's bosses too. How to beat the bosses, that's the question. Maybe you have to attack using your snow. You jerk. I gotta remember, there was another game that had bosses as well. These are hard. What the sticking hay? Yeah, how you beat this boss, that's the question. I'm pausing it for a minute because I had an itch. Excuse me. Okay. I did it. Good night. Okay, I did it. Awesome. Start. You do a slot machine. Oh, so you can win. Okay. Had no idea about that. Congratulations. Oh, God. Bye, sucker. Okay. That's it. Game over. I don't know how many continues there are. Maybe there's no... Okay. Oh, I like that. That's cool. That was a surprise. I didn't know how to... Oh, all right. All right. Sorry I haven't been talking too much. I'm just trying to... I'm kind of surprised about this game. Too bad you move slow when you're when you have nothing. You can move fast, but that's... What the hey? You little jerk. Okay, so you get 8 continues, it looks like. This game's a little tricky. And I haven't hit that sucker yet. There we go. That's his first hit. Oh, don't hit him, otherwise it'll cost you a life. These bosses are tricky, I'll tell you that. But I did it. Whew. That boss was tricky though. At least you get 8 continues. You took away my girl. Now it's time to get her back. I don't know what that does. It just gives you... No, it gives you a 1-up. Okay, so you get a 1-up for that. Okay. Alright, I'm about done here. I have about enough gameplay to wrap this thing up. Here's what I want to do. Get rid of that sucker. That's not what I wanted. What I wanted was to see, because they have those sticking things. When is those sticking things gonna come up? Okay. There we go. What are these sticking suckers? And what do they do? I just want to see. I'm just checking stuff, guys. That's all that I'm doing. I just wanted to check one thing. Come on, where's that one thing again? I want to see that one thing. That's not what I wanted. Where's that one sucker? Come on. Look at these things chase after you. But that's not what I want. I want to see that one thing again. There we go. Let's see if I hit it. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. That's what I wanted to see. I just wanted to learn the game and what these are. Don't mind me dying or anything like that. I played enough. I just wanted to see certain things. There we go. Oh, so it disappears every single time. Okay, I get it. I just want... get rid of that. I think I'm done here. I just wanted to see what happens with the things that one thing shoots out. Let's see 24th floor really quickly. Holy cow! Hold on, wait a minute. We're not done yet. Okay, that was it. Alright, so if I destroy the guys, he just disappears. Alright, I think I'm done here. I think I'm done. I just wanted to see what that other thing was. Okay, everybody, I think that's enough gameplay for this game. I think I have enough for my final review of this, so I will see you for my final review. So, what did I think of Snow Brothers? Well, I will say, it is a really good NES game. It does have its flaws, however. And there's only a couple of flaws with the gameplay, and I might as well tell you the flaws. First off, the jumping. You don't jump too high. You actually have to use snowballs in order for you to jump a higher distance. Because without that snowball, the high you jump kind of sucks. Because there are certain platforms that are higher than your jump. And as a result, you can get stuck. Because that also gives the game another flaw. Because I already said that you can get stuck. And there's a reason for that. You cannot crouch down and drop down to a lower platform. You cannot. You have to drop down when there is no platform whatsoever. If there's a platform, you're on it and you try to go down one platform, you cannot do that. And there are places in certain floors or certain stages or certain levels, I think they're called floors in the game, in which you can get stuck. You have a low jump, which means without a snowball you can't get to higher platforms, and 2, you cannot crouch down and actually go to another platform when you're on a platform. And as a result, you can get stuck in the game. And then Just depends if there's an enemy nearby or whatever not. And you got these jack-o'-lanterns as well. And they fire these ghosts towards you. And if you get hit by the ghosts, you die. Because you only get one hit. If you get hit by any enemy, you die. These are one-hit kills. So, those are my only gripes with the game. Is the fact that you cannot go down to a lower platform when you're on a platform. And you can't jump a higher distance without a snowball nearby. Because what your character does is make snowballs when there's an enemy nearby. And that character attacks the enemy by throwing snow at the enemy, creating a snowball. And you can use those snowballs as platforms to get you to higher platforms. That's the only way, because your jump sucks. So those are my only real gripes with the game. Everything else about the gameplay is awesome. I definitely did like the gameplay. And those particular flaws do not hurt the game that much. But it does cause a little bit of problems. And as a result, it's not one of the best NES games I've ever played. This is similar to another game that I did for Gameplay Review, but I think that game did a lot better. But there are certain things that I did like about this game that are quite different. You get 8 continues, which is awesome. You get a lot of continues, surprisingly enough. And there are bonuses every single time you beat a boss, which is also pretty cool. And you can get 1-ups and 1-ups and 1-ups. I thought that was also pretty cool as well. And there are bosses. They're pretty challenging. You need snowballs to defeat them. And you create the snowballs by shooting snow at the enemies. And you can fire a snowball towards them. And every single time you beat an enemy that has been hit by a snowball, you get certain items, which is pretty cool. And of course you have a snowball throw, and of course you have a jump. And you use the snowballs to, well, you throw it's not really snowballs, it's really snow that you throw at the enemies, and you create snowballs. And you use those snowballs to attack other enemies, or you create a snowball until it's like a full snowball, and then you can use it to attack. And that's how the game actually works. And every single time you beat all the enemies, you go to the next floor. See, it's pretty similar to another game that I played this year, but I think the other game perfected the gameplay. This is still pretty good, however. And I did like the music. The controls are fine. I didn't have a problem with the controls. There are just certain things about the gameplay that could have been better. The graphics are pretty good. And I will say the music was actually good as well. And this is a Capcom game. I think they did pretty well with this. It's not one of their best games, but it's definitely a really good game that I can recommend. So as a result, I'm giving Snow Brothers for the NES. And there were more Snow Brothers titles that were released that I'm eventually going to do in the near future. But for right now, I just decided to do this one. And this one was a good start for the Snow Brothers series. So as a result, I'm giving Snow Brothers for the NES. And it does deserve it. It gets a green card. So that's been my review of Snow Brothers for the NES, and I was actually quite happy with the game. It's not perfect by any means, but I still recommend that you try it out. And if you can get this game, I think you can actually pre-order this at Limited Run Games. There's a Snow Brothers collection that you can pre-order. this is so far a good start, and it really is. If it was just for this game, I would say pre-order it, because I actually did enjoy it. And there was another release, but I think you can't pre-order that anymore. And of course, the original NES game goes for quite a bit of money. But first, I'm just going to say this: try it out for yourself. I'm going to still recommend this, even though the original NES game is pretty high in price. You could still get this game. It just depends on how you want to get it. I definitely recommend that you check it out, and I did enjoy this game, and I'm gonna figure out some way to get this game. I did like this game, and I will say that it's not as good as the one game that's similar to this, but I will say this does have benefits. I will say that. So that's all I really got to say about Snow Brothers, and hopefully I can get more game plan reviews before this month is over. So that way I will have at least done game plan reviews for this month, because of course this is the first one I've done for this month. It's time to do more, but I'm not going to do that right now because, of course, I'm wrapping up this episode of Game Plan Review. But, of course, there will be another one on the way. So thank you so much for watching this episode of Game Plan Review. And I will catch you next time. Stay safe and stay awesome, especially at this time because of the cold and the snow and the ice. Watch out there. It's cold out there in my area, of course. So stay safe. And happy gaming.